Hello folks, hope you're all doing well. Today is going to be our first lot of main crop potatoes coming out, so I'm a bit keen to sort of see what they're going to look like. Now bear with me when we go to the polytunnel because it's a little bit windy today and it's getting windier as the day goes on. But if we head down here, you might remember from the last video that the potato bed sort of split in two, and if you bear with me, I'm just going to spin you around. There you go, you'll see it a bit better here. So we've got the first side here. Most of this is still looking very, very green still. I'm sure that's just down to the varieties. The Sarpo ones are staying green a lot longer than the others. But this is the other side that looks a bit messy. It looks messy for two reasons. One's because I've taken the shores off a lot of the top of this row here that runs here. All the tops have been taken off there and done. There is some still left here, but you can see they're all dying, so they're ready to come out. And as always with the potatoes, the weeds growing in about them and they make a bit of a mess until I get it all dug up and manage to clear it all out. Anyway, without further ado, let me have a look down here. You can see, look at those thistles there come out. I've got a little note there that says end, which is where the potatoes end, but I can see there's one or two poking their heads up there that are green, so I'll have to get a shot of them, but I think the rest of them will be alright. Little label here telling me that this first row all the way down here, they're Maris Piper, and there's another row here, and these are the Lithgay Royals. So you might remember ages ago when I put the potatoes out, one of the seed potatoes we got were Jersey Royals, but you're not allowed to call them Jersey Royals unless you grow them on Jersey. So because we're in Linlithgow, we're going to have Lithgay Royals. So we'll dig them up and we'll see what they look like and whether the Lithgay Royal is a new variety of potato everybody wants or not. Anyway, I'll set you up on the tripod, I'll grab my fork, we'll get these lifted and we'll see what the main croppers are looking like. So just before we go on to the big reveal, please consider subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, absolutely free. You just have to click the button or hit the thumbs up if you like what we're going to do here. And also if you click the little bell thing that rings, if you give that a click, it'll tell you every time we have a video out. Anyway, without further ado, let's just mosey on around this corner and I will swiftly turn you around. Here we are. And from two rows, well, I say two rows, 1.5 rows, I'll show you what we've got. These ones here are Maris Piper. So there's a decent haul there. I love Maris Piper as well. These Maris Piper are the best potatoes to make roast potatoes with. A bit of goose fat in the oven, oh, absolutely magic. So I'm really, really glad that we've got a great crop of them. Moving swiftly on to these ones. These are the Lithgay Royals. Again, they're really Jersey Royals, but you're not allowed to call them that because they're not grown on Jersey. And you might also, when you see them advertised, the seed potatoes are advertised, these will be called International Kidney, believe it or not. These are sort of a cross between a second early and a main cropper. And again, some great potatoes there. They're a great size, so we'll be using them, doing loads of stuff with them. It's not really roasties, more sort of your boiled potatoes or something like that, or some sort of recipe that I'll come up with to use for them. And last but not least, we must have had one spare Mayan Rose potato. So if I spin the camera around here, this is the Mayan Roses here in the final row of the other bed, still growing. We must have had one left over that I've popped down here ready to grow, because there's no point in throwing anything like that away. I might as well stick it in the ground, see what grows. And look what we've got. We've got some beautiful sort of pinky red potatoes. So overall we have them, and we have the Maris Piper. I would say the Maris Piper overall have grown the biggest and the best. but I would expect that from a main crop potato. One other thing is, look at these four here. This is what happens, folks, when you don't earth your potatoes up properly. When they poke their heads up above the ground, they go green, and unfortunately green potatoes are poisonous. And look at the size of these four. They would have been great potatoes to have. Anyway, it's not to be. So that's just 1.5 rows of main crop potatoes. We've still got all this to do, but you can see how lush and green this is. There's still flowers on it, so I'm not going to be pulling these for another couple of weeks yet. These ones here, these are going to be stored. I've got a hessian sack in the back of the car. They'll go in a hessian sack, and when I go back home I'll portion them up into brown paper bags as well, because if you put them all in the same hessian sack and then one of them goes rotten or something happens, it can affect all the load of them. So I'm going to portion them up into smaller portions. Plus the shed where I keep them is absolutely blooming miles away from the back door, so it's just inconvenient, to be honest, having to go all the way down to the shed to get some tatties to bring them back to cook a meal with. But that's going to keep us going for a good while yet. And to think we've still got all of this bed here full of main croppers to come out, so I'm well chuffed with them. So all is left to do today is to say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching, folks. You've seen the first lot of the main crop potatoes come out there. We did have some first and second earlies in buckets that I've already done, and if I remember to, I will put a link up above there somewhere that you can click on and you can go and see how they turned out if you missed that video earlier on in the year. Anyway, that's me done for today. Thanks for watching. I will see you again on the next one. Bye for now.